Hello and welcome. It's Tuesday night. That means it's time for the GT4 series. Let's go road racing, Midwest Motorsports style. You can tell from the track on screen that we are at Brands Hatch, amazing historical circuit. We're glad you're with us. We're going to be here tonight for the sprint feature format. If you're not familiar, we have a 10-minute qualifying session currently going on. 4 minutes left in that. They'll go sprint race for 20 minutes. Then they'll invert the entire field, and we'll watch the sprint winners come through the field or try to for the full hour race. I'm joined with Adam Sondag on the cameras down in the truck. Hope you're doing well, Adam. It's good to have you with us again. And Aaron Holroyd is going to help me call the race. Aaron, you ready for a sprint feature format race?
I sure am, and not much of a better track to do it at. Brands Hatch is a nice track with lots of elevation changes, some sharp turns, and great racing all around.
Yeah, that's right. 2.43 miles. Lots of ups and downs. Lots of runoff room that is used as the track. Max Bauer, your points leader, is still qualifying. We have about 3 minutes left in qualifying. Aaron, what do you think about doing a lap with Max? You did the truck race, so looks like he's about halfway through the lap now. One more right and then a left, and then you call us through it after that.
Yes, sir. So right on board with Max Bauer now. He's your series leader for the pro division. He's had a firm grasp on that division ever since joining the league, battling earlier with Johan DeRoy. Hope he comes back to us next season. Here we go. Now we're at the end of the turn, coming up to the start stretch, and this is where Max is going to have to go full power. Going to send it down here into a blind right-hand cresting turn. So you got to pick your point exactly where you need to hit the brakes, as you see right there. He knows where he's going to hit his mark. Got a little bit of runoff room here to get on the green. Don't want to get some tires in that sand. It's going to pull your car to the left, and it's going to send you off to the wall. Up to a nice 180 right-hand turn. This is where you got to slow way down, be patient, not overuse your tires. A lot of people will spin out there tonight, and then we have a nice left-hand turn where they can use a lot of this runoff area. As you see Max go almost completely onto that grass-type area. And we see some cars in front have a little bit of trouble. They're going to reset, but then you come down here to the nice left-hand turn, go up the hill to a nice straightaway, get the gears up to the power, get Max Power going down the hill as Max Power does. Then we have a downhill to another uphill right-hander. So lots of elevation changes, lots of quick turns that come around the corners real fast. You gotta maintain all the grip you can and hope to not slide the car out. As you see him up trip to 5, down to 4, maybe even down to 3. He chooses to hang on to 4, so he's got more confidence than I would in this car. This is why he still races, and Max is a point leader. Coming up, he's got 2 turns left to hit. He's got a left-hander and then a right-hander down for the fastest time. Right now, he has the fastest time by 1:29.530. That was his fast time he set so far. We'll see if he can get himself a little bit faster. These guys wrapping up. This might be his last lap. He might get one more because usually they allow for 2 minutes after the clock hits. He's coming around the finish line now. Going to get one more lap in. And there's a one lap with Max Bauer, your points leader.
He makes it look easy. Aaron, I know you ran the truck race when they were here just a few weeks back, as Max using all the track and able to keep it on without getting a zero, without getting any X. But Aaron, I know the trucks are a little bit different from the GT4s. How was your truck race? And was there one place that you found easier for passing? Where are we going to see passing zones, GT4s?
You're going to see a lot of good passing in the section of Max come up to now, especially if you're right on that car in front of you. You get a nice draft coming up down this hill, and it's going to get you a lot of momentum. And if you're able to dip on the inside and show the driver in front of you the nose, it's going to cause him to back out, and it's going to make him second guess, and it could actually send the driver out wide if he's not confident enough to turn in with you. So a lot of give and take here. There's going to be some passes there in the straightaways for sure. And also within the first turn, you're going to see a nice car. These cars are going to get side by side. There's plenty of space for them there. And just, watch for those inside guys and outside guys. As here we go. We got here's our setup for the sprint race, James. Call it out for us.
Yeah, thanks, man. No surprise to Max Bauer puts his Aston Martin on the pole. It's great to see Josh Bloom back. We've missed him the last couple of races, I believe. He's in the AMG Mercedes. Jason Phillips and Sam Hubbard also missed the last race at the Nürburgring, back on track. So the sprint format, here we're going to leave the screen up for you to check everything out, but this is going to be a 20-minute race. There'll be no pit stop. So it's just wide open, flat out. Let's see who can win. There are points awarded, so there's all to play for. Even though we're going to invert the entire field, which we have, I'm looking 24 GT4s. So if you win the sprint race, you're going to start the feature in 24th, but you do get points. So there's 200 points for the winner. So all to play for. No reason to sandbag and think you're going to get a better spot on the feature race. You'd be giving up a lot of points. We see Dustin Reinsettle blinking back there in the Porsche. And you're right. I counted the safety car being 24. I hope we don't see a safety car today. I doubt we will. As much runoff room as there is, but I do expect a couple of these GT4s to meet our friend, Mr. Barry R. As you can see, the guardrails all around the track. A couple of different tricky spots. It's really about momentum. There's 3 right-hand turns in a row that are blind. You don't see the apex until after the turn in. So it's pretty easy to go off and make huge mistakes. So we're going to see some risk being taken in the sprint and maybe not so many risks being taken in the feature. But Max Bauer and Josh Bloom are going to be on the front row. Sam Hubbard, Jason Phillips back with his big ass fans Porsche. Michael Odell and Brian Cox in row 3. And the pace car pulls off, waiting for Max Bauer. Josh Bloom has got a big lead there in the white AMG, but Max Bauer is going to start the race. Sam Hubbard gets tight. Michael Odell and the Red Bull Porsche. Good to see Shea McNeely, Adam Alexi. Green flag, Max Bauer. Everybody's leaving a lot of room as they go through Paddock Hill Bend into Druids, which is the 180 hairpin. I think this is where we're going to see most of the passing. Remember, cold tires, this first lap, all 4 X's will be reviewed. They're still 2 wide, 3 deep. You think this was a NASCAR race. They're still 2 wide through Druids. Now they're coming back onto the shorter Cooper Straight. Before we go into this turn, is called Surtees. It's off camber, it's uphill, and it's leading on to the longest straight, where, as Aaron said, as we were riding with Max, it's important to catch a slipstream here and not lose too much ground. As you can see, they're trying to warm up the tires. Sam Hubbard is your first amateur. If you look over at the timing tower on the left, the pros are in the blue designation and the AMs are in red. So they're running their own points, but they're actually all in the same race at the same time. Max Bauer putting on a clinic, as he has done, as finally we go single file. One of the only fast left-hand turns there. I think it's called Sterling's. And then finally under the Advan Bridge to finish up lap 1. And Josh Bloom is looking racy. That's 1 lap. Sam Hubbard, we know he's a pro. We know he's a pro in amateur clothes, shall we say, but he's keeping up here with the pros. Sam Hubbard is going to be a pro next year for sure, but he's fighting up here and he wants to win every race. Well, that's a heck of a first lap, Aaron.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we saw guys battling back there. At one point, they got 3 wide going into the Pilgrim's Drop, which is the little elevation change straight away. Guys backed out, gave each other plenty of room, and looking at it, we didn't get anybody have any incidents. So a couple of guys getting a little off track there for going a little wide, but as far as race is concerned, nobody got into somebody else's door. So it was nice to see these guys, awesome. 23 cars, as you said, keeping it clean for lap 1. Good on these guys.
Josh Bloom has got the nose of his Mercedes right on the back bumper of Max Bauer. Max cannot make a mistake. Josh Bloom will be right there. For 20 minutes. So with the lap times being about 1:40, 1:50, we're looking at probably 10 laps, maybe 11 laps for the 20-minute feature.
Yeah, somewhere in that area. last time Josh Bloom was out with us, he went heads up with Jason Phillips and Max Bauer at Detroit, and he actually took the win there. So
Right.
after Detroit, Jason Bloom took a couple weeks off, enjoying the holidays and whatnot. So he's ready. I'm sure he's itching to get back here and bring Brands hats alive and get himself another victory tonight.
Jason Phillips and the big ass fans, black and yellow Porsche. There we go. Thanks, Adam. He is looking racy against Sam Hubbard. And the good reason, because he got Michael Odell right behind him. Great view of the Brands Hatch track. This track is known for all across the world as a training ground for sports car drivers. You can see they're going 4 wheels to the right of the red and white curb. That grass has like a lattice concrete underneath it. You still get some grip, especially on the runoff room and the exit. Shea McNeely, Michael Odell in the slipstream, a Porsche freight train with Jason Phillips. Let's see if they can catch Sam Hubbard and make a move to go around and gather up some more points. Again, Shea McNeely is also an AM driver. So Shea McNeely and Michael Odell are fighting out for second in the AMs. It's looking really racy.
There we go. We got Jordan Nissan. He had some sort of off track. We didn't get a crash that popped up, but he had an off track, and he's got a meatball, so he's in for a fast repair and get that car back out. I mean, such a short race, it's hard to get a fast repair for that and get any sort of points out for that. But looking like this now, take a good look at our author right here, Christopher Hopper. He's got a damage front as well. I'm pretty sure I know where he spun out. He might have came out of Sterling's, either Sterling's or Sheen's, and he might have spun it around there and caught that barrier. I just said today, these guys are going to be a lot familiar with barrier.
That's right. That's right. Looked like he was chasing friends. Oh, we got Shea McNeely going, spinning around in the back. I don't know if he made it all the way around, but that's definitely going to hurt Shea McNeely's chances of having a good starting spot. Oh no, he went straight to the pits. Thanks, Adam's working on a replay. Out of area is Shea McNeely in the white and blue number 25, following Michael Odell. Really racy, coming up on Graham Hill onto the Cooper Straight. I don't see anything here. Oh, he just takes too much curb and upsets the car, catches it, little tank slapper, and then starts to change direction. And now he's just chasing the rear end. And oh, David Wortman did a good job of missing him. Brian Coxon gets around. I think that was David Wortman. Yes, it was.
That was David Wortman.
Here's Dustin Reinstedel being followed right behind. Taylor Montague is right behind him. Dan Gish up ahead. I like seeing all the different variety of cars. Good to see Dustin Reinstedel getting some screen time here. He's been hogging up all the screen time on the ovals. Now he gets some screen time in the FedEx number 11 Porsche. As Dan Gish and the Aston Martin goes by. This Paddock Hill Bend is just, like I say, a world famous track. He goes off into the sand, the broadcaster's curse. We start to talk about him and he goes wide. Back on in the cockpit now with Max Bauer, going down the longest back straight. He's got almost a second lead. He doesn't have the radio turned up yet. Still focusing forward. These guys have broken away 3 seconds from Sam Hubbard. In the Texaco AMG, Jason Phillips and Michael Odell. So Jason Phillips now the pro in the amateur sandwich. Sam Hubbard's great to see him back on track again. We missed you, buddy. Welcome back. Shake the cobwebs off in this sprint race and get ready to go green for an hour. We are
7 minutes.
7:30. Yes. Yeah, sorry, Aaron.
You're fine.
Jason Phillips got a good run out of that exit, and he's just going to bump draft him. He's not going to attempt to take over right now. And that means he's going to get pressure now from Michael Odell, Jelly Deli O'Delly, in the Red Bull Porsche. Sam Hubbard getting the car really loose, using the grass to help break traction on entry there. Only something you do in iRacing. Here we go. You can see how off camber this corner is. And it's so important to get a good run. Let's see if Jason Phillips tries to carry more speed, as probably going to have this lap and more. These right-handers here. Let's see if Michael Odell can make some ground. Stays in fourth gear at 100 miles an hour, 99 middle. Down to third gear, 82. Minimum speed through there. One more right-hander. This is a hard one. You don't want to get this wrong. The runoff room to the left is very easy to do, and it will ruin your lap. Sam Hubbard gets it wrong. Oh, I was thinking 10 minutes. Sorry, I was 10 minutes off. This lap and one more to halfway. How about that? Trying to make up for it. Sorry. Thanks, Aaron. Keeping me honest, man. I love the in-car ride-alongs. Patience is a virtue. Aaron, were you having to be extra patient during the truck race? What do you remember from your laps around? Again, it was 2 weeks ago, so I'm not sure if it's still fresh on your mind. What are these guys thinking right now as we're approaching the halfway mark?
Yeah, I mean, there are good passing opportunities. I know Jason Phillips could have had a good one earlier when he was right on Sam Hubbard's bumper, but for the most part, it's good to just keep the pressure on. You know, you want to have the guy in front of you. You want him to see the entirety of your car, filling up its entire mirror. And Jason doesn't have much time to let off because he's got Michael Odell behind him. Michael Odell might as well just be the same boat as Sam Hubbard, and he's going to move it up next year as well. So these guys, while they're not racing for position currently, they will all be racing for position next season with the next season of the GT4s. So it's kind of like a practice run. I know Odell's going to be running a different car there, and he'll be actually, what he tells me is he's more comfortable in his other car than he is in a Porsche. So, you know, if he's able to keep up with these guys in this Porsche, I can't wait to see what he's got next season when he's in a car that he prefers. And, you know, it's just put constant pressure on the guy in front of you, make him mess up by not being involved in it other than just filling up his mirrors. Let him overthink his move, you know, take a look in his mirror, miss his braking point, go too wide. These are all things that you could do and inadvertently make a pass and come out scot-free with just, you know, keeping the guy under pressure.
Yeah, playing those head games. These drivers are always thinking, and as Jason follows, I'm sure he's picking a spot where he might feel like he has an advantage. And you're right, you don't want to lose time to Michael Odell behind. So Jason Phillips picking his spot on where he's going to pass without losing time if it doesn't complete the pass before Michael Odell can get by. So you're right, these guys are really very cerebral racers. Not only are they driving at their max limit, force feedback, Jason Phillips has got the hue lighting going on. And like Adam, our guy's telling us, you can tell they're making lap time up in different sections of the track, which is a very astute observation to know that Max might be able to use that Aston Martin advantage on the horsepower, where Jason Phillips and the Porsches are able to make time up in the hairpin under braking, being the car is lighter and a little bit easier on tires. Is now Max Bauer has got almost a second and a half over Josh Bloom. It's up to them to keep it clean for another 8 minutes. Brian Coxon pulls it in the pits. That's his sprint race done.
I wonder, since he was sitting in 10th place, I wanted to see if he's trying to figure out how much degradation he's getting for his tires. I'm not entirely sure why he would be pulling in the pits now. Maybe he's having some engine issues as well. But we're getting reports that he was blinking a lot, so he might have been pulling off just to see what his degradation's at, how much he used in just a short amount of time, figure out if he's going to need to take tires within the main race or not.
Well, I hope he gets to plug his Ethernet cable in to his laptop. So we heard through the chat on the Discord that Brian Coxon is one of those guys that's a laptop and doesn't always have the best connection, but he's been really fast. So hopefully we can all pitch in and maybe have a car wash for Brian. You get some tips going for him to get a new laptop, because I definitely have a lot of respect for him, though. Instead of pushing it, going in somebody else's race, he did the same thing at the Nürburgring. Nordschleife pulled off. I like to see Justin Glickner here in the McLaren doing a great job putting pressure, like you said, on Adam Alexei. Again, this is not for points position, but it's definitely for starting position.
Yeah, currently as they're sitting, Adam Alexei will be starting in the P3 spot when they do the invert, and Justin Glickman will be front row. So maybe just trying to see the pace of Alexei and make some chances of where a passing opportunity could be for ahead in the future.
Back to the middle of the pack. This is second, third, and fourth. I'm sorry, third, fourth, and fifth. They're right together. Like glue. Guys are stuck. We'll keep giving you time updates. I know the GUI on the screen is set to a lapse instead of a time, but that's okay. It's 14:30 down, 5:30 to go.
These guys will likely have about 3, maybe 4 more laps, depending on where Max Bauer is at.
Sam Hubbard taking a defensive line. And the first one, second one, now we got Sterling's here, which is the left-hander. One of the only left-handers on the back side of the track. It's not the only left-hander, but you know what I mean? It's one of the faster ones. The straight that's not straight, as they go past the start-finish line. Start-finish line is about 3/4 of the way down. They're taking the curb on the inside and using all the runoff room on the outside. These guys are getting max effort out of the tires. Michael Odell taking an alternate line as the laps are winding down. He really wants this spot. How aggressive is he going to be? I don't think he'll use the bumper, but you never know. Michael Odell looking racy also. Look at the Red Bull Porsche now. Filling up the mirrors left and right on Jason Phillips. Is he going to stick it in here? In one of these right-handers coming up. What an awesome camera. And under the wing. These guys are making it look easy. Brands Hatch is one of those tracks that is not easy. It appears easy on the outside. In the car is really hard to be fast, and to be fast and consistent is even more difficult. As their guys are coming up on Eric Nagel, Michael Odell runs wide, 4 wheels off in the grass. That's going to hurt him. 16:30 down, 3:30 to go. Eric Nagel in the green Porsche pulls over. Michael Odell says, "I'm here too. Don't forget about me." Sam Hubbard, Paddock Hill Bend, here it is. You have no idea where that apex curb is. You're looking at a guardrail and then hope that it's still there where you remember it was last time. Druid's the hairpin, really slow, important to get power down here. Then you counter steer, yep, off in the grass, again into the grass to help the car rotate. Surtees, all the exit. Oh, now Surtees, sorry. Uh-oh, Jason Phillips on the inside. Oh, he's got to run. Come on, Jason, stick it in there. Minute 30 to go, 2:30 to go. This one and one more. No, it's not going to do it. Using the curve on the inside to kind of tell you where your apexes are. We're going to have a really quick turnover time after the sprint race. I believe race control says 1 minute or less. So barely enough time to get a stretch in, grab a sip of water, come right back. I don't think we'll have time for interviews. Hopefully we'll have an interview after the feature race of the winners. But here's Jason Phillips. One more lap. Is he going to do it? This is the closest race on the track right now. They've been glued together the whole race. 1:30, they might get one more after this, actually. I know it sounds like a broken record. We've heard that before. I think I got it right this time. Michael Odell in the Red Bull Porsche trying not to run over the back of Jason Phillips. That's the last thing we need on the next to last lap. Michael Odell flirting with the grass on driver's left. One more time. Through the left of Sterling's, under the Advan Bridge, around for another lap. Francis Faustino, the battle for 13, 14, 15. Looks like it's just as close. Here we go, Dan Gish, Francis Faustino, and Dustin Reinstedel. Look at these guys. This is 13, 14, 15. Any of these guys going to make a move as they start their final lap? Francis Faustino in the middle. As Dan Gish goes wide in the grass, Francis Faustino looks inside. Now he's looking outside. Paddock Hill Bend is going to make the move. They're rubbing, banging fenders, banging doors. Dan Gish says, okay, I see you. I messed that up. So I got to give it to you. Francis Faustino not giving an inch. What a move. Francis Faustino able to complete the pass, even though they're in different classes. That's got to be a confidence booster for Francis Faustino. He definitely earned that position. As we'll go back up to the front now as Max Bauer looks like he's bringing it home. Josh Bloom was able to reel him back in just a little bit, but here we are. Checkered flag. Barry's got Barney's got the checkered flag in his hand for Max Bauer. No surprise. Give the man some more points. That's all he needs. Sprint points, pro 100 points. There we go. Jason Phillips will take second in the pro. I'm sorry, third in the pro. Sam Hubbard wins the AMs for 100 points. 10 points for each position for the top 10. Only the top 10 get points, and that's in division. So pretty much everybody gets points. Here we are wrapping it up. Francis Faustino in the red and white Porsche, Dan Gish in the Aston Martin behind. Coming up on Eric Nagel, and it looks like they held position. Francis Faustino is going to keep the spot. Just behind Justin Thaler. That's for 6th and 7th, so they both will get some points. Christopher Hopper in the purple Porsche. Purple people eater. Makes it across. Good run for Christopher Hopper. Nice little warm up before the feature race. 100 points for the winners. 90 points for second. 80 points for third. All the way down to 10 points for 10th as we're looking overhead at the world famous Brands Hatch circuit. All right, so we're going to invert the whole field. 23 cars, flip them. We're going to get going in 60 seconds. What are you thinking, Aaron? What do you think about the sprint race?
No, I think with that sprint race, they gave us a pretty good showdown of what these drivers have to do. I mean, Sam Hubbard and Jason Phillips and Michael Odell, they were glued together the entirety of that race. Now they're going to be in front of Max Bauer, and so Max is going to put in some work now to get past these three drivers who are no slouches themselves, but also racing competitively and mixing up with each other. So Max has got three very good contenders right in front of him, not to mention the other drivers as well. It's going to be a challenge for him, but and we always know he's up for the challenge. He's always here for the race, and it's going to give him a little bit more interesting tactics to deploy tonight.
So this is race 18 of 20. So they're winding it down, but these guys have been racing together for 18 races. This is the third sprint feature format race of the season. So they kind of get an idea, have a much better idea of who they're racing against and what the format is like. So I really expect to watch these guys that have just won the sprint be able to come through the field without making contact, without knocking somebody off the track. And so Ian Bakaitis is going to start off on the front. He's in the Mercedes in the U.S. Postal Service with Send It in the back. You got to love that. Justin Glickner going to start in the front row with him. Adam Alexi in the green Aston Martin. And maybe that's why they pulled over. There he goes. Ian Bakaitis taking off. Good on you, Ian. Welcome to Midwest Motorsports. This is one of the newer guys in the league, and he's leading the race for the first time. See if we can watch some of the leaders in the back as they come through the field, how they're making their passes. They've kind of gone single file already.
As we know, Ian Bakaitis, no slouch to racing. I mean, he's got a pretty high A license for roads, so he does know how to drive the road cars pretty well, and he's currently gets a shot here to lead these guys and see how well he can hold off the rest of the field that's been here for quite a bit of time. You never know. I mean, these guys, maybe they're new to our league and whatnot, but he may have been running this track for a long time, put plenty of laps down here, so Ian Bakaitis is going to have the lead momentarily, and we'll see how he handles the pressure with these the guys that have been here for the entire season, how they put on moves on him. It's going to be interesting to see that tactic play out as well, as they haven't had much time to race around him. As Adam Alexi takes the turn a little wrong, going to give up a couple positions there. Sam Hubbard's going to force his way in the inside now, Justin Glickner, and just like that, you see Michael Odell and Sam Hubbard making moves real quick, not let Ian Bakaitis get away. Max Bauer only up 2 spots from 10th to 8th now, so it's going to be a very interesting race tonight.
Yeah, so the top 10 inverted. And that is how Sam Hubbard is already up into third. Ian Bakaitis and Michael Odell has made it up to second already. Here's Jason Phillips in the black car with Max Bauer right behind him. And Josh Bloom, yes. Thanks, Adam. Let's see how quickly, or if at all, these guys can come through the field. Because Ian Bakaitis has definitely got a good run. Michael Odell's got a good jump. You can see the amateurs are in the red designation. We're riding with Max Bauer. Shout out to everybody watching us on Twitch. We see you. We appreciate you. What's it like riding along with Max Bauer, looking up at the big-ass fans livery of Jason Phillips up ahead as they're taking the curb? Little freight train here with Adam Alexi, David Wortman in the black AMG, Jason Phillips, and we're riding with Max Bauer. Started 10th, currently 8th. The field starting to stretch out. Josh Bloom gonna ride right behind Max Bauer, see if he can follow him through the field. But yeah, shout out to Ian Bakaitis. Having a great run, getting 2 wheels off into the sand there. That's gonna open the door for Michael Odell on the inside of Druids, the tightest right-hander on the track. Sam Hubbard wants to get by Ian as well. Ian says, not so fast, buddy. I got the inside line around that turn, the left at Graham Hill. But Sam Hubbard crosses over, says, "This ain't my first rodeo." And as they head onto the long back straightaway, Sam Hubbard completes the pass on Ian Bacaitis.
These top two positions right now are Sam Hubbard, Mac O'Dell. These guys have, since O'Dell's come back in the lead, these guys have had quite a few exchanges of racing with each other. So, for lack of better terms, when these guys move up next year, they're going to be racing hopefully the full feature, and they'll get a lot of points, and it's going to put the pressure on Max Bauer. And so we're going to look at now, while they're amateurs currently, these guys are going to be putting out some fast laps, and they've raced each other a lot. They know how to make moves on each other, and they're both not afraid to stick the nose in. While on track, they're racing competitors. Off track, I'm sure these guys, they talk often, and they're pretty good with each other in Discord. So look for this battle to brew here for a while. Max Bauer still back there in 8th place, not able to make any moves up yet, biding his time patiently, waiting to make his way up to the front.
We saw Justin Glickner on the inside of Ian Bacaitis there. There is now Adam Alexei also wants to get inside. There's Glickner in the McLaren. The green Aston Martin, Adam Alexei. Behind him, David Wortman in the AMG, and Ian, then Max. So Ian Bacaitis, he did fill out the facts form, grew up in Woodhaven, Michigan, currently in Allen Park, Michigan. This man, they're going down the back straight. Ian Bacaitis is married with a couple of cats, and he says he's sponsored by his wife, who allows him to spend the money and spend the time. He likes to have really good on-track battles, and looks like you're having a couple of really good on-track battles today. Clean passes so far, and you're showing that you belong here. Ian, welcome to the party. As we go through the fix cam. I love it.
I wish he was actually a USPS driver. He'd be getting our mail to us faster.
Right, good. Awesome.
As you can tell from the back of his bumper, if you get a good look at Max Bauer's front bumper cam, pretty sure on the back of his bumper says just going to send it, and Ian Bacaitis not afraid to send it at all. There it is.
He's definitely sending it so far, holding the sprint winner, Max Bauer, behind him. As now Max Bauer pops out into Druids. Adam Alexei leaves space. Let's see if Max Bauer crosses him over a lot like Sam Hubbard did in this next turn. Graham Hill. Oh, and they're tied up. That's David Wortman and
that was Michael O'Dell.
Oh no, it was Ian Bacaitis got a piece of it. Michael O'Dell and David Wortman got crossed up. It looks like Michael O'Dell and the inside of Adam Alexei spins himself. Oh, shucks. Sorry, Michael O'Dell, but good on you for not taking out Adam Alexei. That move didn't really stick, but it did put you in a spot. David Wortman held up and Ian Bacaitis trying to go around, trying to avoid the action. Ian Bacaitis, nowhere to go. Broadsides. Michael O'Dell is in the grass, trying to get out of everybody's way. No fault there. We see Dan Gish and David Wortman going at it.
I think Michael O'Dell had an incident before that, because when we're talking about Ian, there's a nice dark trail marks going through the sandpit, and Michael O'Dell was your leader. So by the time Adam Alexei got there, Adam Alexei was 4th place. O'Dell had I believe he had a rough turn 1 and 2, and that allowed Glickner and Hubbard and Alexei to get up to him. So kind of one mistake from Michael O'Dell and led to a big drop in Hubbard. Now he's down to 11th place with some heavy damage on that car now.
Yeah, that's not going to help Michael O'Dell. But the race goes on. Yeah, I think he just was sending it there in Graham Hill, and it didn't work out for him, so he slammed on the brake and spun himself, so he didn't take out Adam. Safety car staying in its place, we hope. It's in front of Michael O'Dell. It's Francis Faustino and Michael O'Dell with Steve Hansel in the 24 behind. You got Dan Gish and the Aston Martin in front of these guys. What a race. Francis Faustino now looking inside Michael O'Dell. Doesn't make it stick. And luckily holds off Steve Hansel. And we got Justin Thaler right behind Steve Hansel as well. So the 00 in the McLaren, Justin Thaler, good to see him on screen as Steve Hansel goes too wide. Francis Faustino there. Back with Adam Alexei and Josh Bloom. Josh Bloom now looking inside Paddock Hill. Josh Bloom is in front of Max Bauer. Love to see how that happened if possible. But Josh Bloom looking for a way, currently third overall, first in the pro. So this is the pro battle. Jason Phillips gets by, does not get by Adam Alexei. Adam Alexei, also a pro. So this is your pro battle, 1, 2, 3, 4. Josh Bloom, Max Power, Adam Alexei, Jason Phillips. All right, back up front with Justin Glickner. Both of these guys are in the AM division. Looks like they're going to get some mega points today if they can hold it down for another 50 minutes. We're barely 10 minutes in. Holy cow.
Glickner sitting 4th place overall in the division for the amateurs. Sam Hubbard has got a 336-point lead over David Warman, who David Warman right now is sitting in 8th overall, putting him 4th in the amateurs. So that's going to extend Sam Hubbard's lead out, given how the next 49 minutes goes for the rest of this race.
So these guys, Josh Bloom, Max Bauer, working hard on the lead. Again, we're going to have a pit stop to go still. So Max Bauer has been known to play it coy and be a little conservative to conserve his tires and his fuel. Maybe he's short shifting and just coasting to spend less time plugged in. Dan Gish, Justin Thaler, Francis Faustino here. Justin Thaler looking to the inside of Surtees, that off camera before the long straight. He gets it done. Can Francis Faustino follow Dan Gish down the back straightaway and make a pass on Dan Gish like Justin did as Francis blinked for a second. Comes back now. Down and back up the hill. First one is Hawthorne, then Westfield, and then Sheen. Dustin Reinstedel 4th in this train. The FedEx Porsche looking to take over any scraps that are left over. Michael O'Dell, Steve Hansel, Justin Thaler, Dan Gish, Francis Faustino, Dustin Reinstedel, Christopher Hopper. One right after the other. Early in the race. Here we are back for 5th and 6th overall. 3rd and 4th in the pros. Jason Phillips in the yellow and black Porsche looking for a way around the green Aston Martin of Adam Alexei. Filling his mirrors like Aaron was saying. Adam Alexei we're riding with Jason Phillips looking up at Adam Alexei. Adam Alexei is 41, born in Hungary. Married, he's been racing, iRacing for 3 years. All right, back up front, Max Bauer and Josh Bloom trying to chase down the overall leaders, Sam Hubbard and Justin Glickner. The purple Aston Martin, black and purple is Max Bauer. Josh Bloom up ahead. Jason Phillips once again looking racy, but very early. Jason Phillips in the Porsche they're riding with now. Is he going to pop out now for Drews? He's got a good run. They come up the hill. He's there. Oh, Adam cuts him no slack. Jason Phillips is going to have to complete the pass. Maybe that's what happened to Michael Odell earlier. Adam Alexei is not giving any space. He's taking the apex. You got to be completely alongside Adam to get around. Swiss German, Adam Alexei. Born in Hungary. All right, Josh Bloom has caught up with Justin Glickner. So that tells you about the pace that Josh Bloom and Max Power have. As the leader, Sam Hubbard, goes by Eric Nagel. Eric, being the gentleman that he is, pulls over, allows the leaders to have their race. Thanks, Eric. St. Charles, Illinois, Eric Hageley. Sorry, Eric, for pronouncing it wrong. Hageley. All right. Bloom in front of Bauer, looking for a way around Glickner in the 21 McLaren. I don't think Max is going to take advantage. Welcome back, Aaron. I think these guys have caught the leaders, Justin Glickner and Sam Hubbard, up ahead. Josh Bloom sacrificed his exit a little bit. Now he's vulnerable to Max Bauer, who gets around the outside. And completes the pass. New leader in the pros, Max Bauer.
Yeah, there we go. Just like we caught in the qualifying stuff, you know, there's some opportunity to take with that straightaway. And if you get caught being the car behind the slower car, you open yourself up to another one behind you, and he could just make it just as easily make a pass without you knowing. You know, you're trying to go for a pass, and all of a sudden you're getting passed. So hard for Bloom there, getting passed by Bauer, and now he just got to make sure he tries to maintain that pressure and keep behind him, and don't let Max go. You still have 3/4 of this race left to go. There's plenty more time to make a pass on him and show that, you know, you can beat him straight up without any of you two having a bad day. Just like that, there goes Max Bauer and Josh Bloom now. So they both cleared Justin Glickner. Glickner's no stops himself, just down up to the pace of these guys for the night, and they're going to start setting aside of Sam Hubbard. Sam put himself 3.5 seconds in front of Bauer now, so now Bauer's going to get to see what he can do with Hubbard. Hubbard's going to have to sit there and feel it out and see how he handles with the pressure coming from behind. And Sam Hubbard is going to have his mirrors full here within a couple laps. Max Bauer, currently the points leader. Now he's going to start playing catch-up here with Sam Hubbard. There he is, Mr. Texaco himself, having himself a nice, clean, smooth race. Made some smart passes earlier on. Put the nose of that Mercedes where it needed to go and get around these guys. And so far, he's trying to run the laps down, but his fastest lap is about half a second slower than Max Bauer. And just in that lap alone, Max Bauer has gained that half second back. So Bauer making the clear passes when he had to. He's had a full lap in front of these two now. And he's putting the pressure on, just down to 2.6 seconds from 3.3 just one lap ago. Josh Bloom not letting him get away, so he's staying tight to his slipstream. Then these guys go. As you got a nice tight battle back here between, it looks like it is 12, 13, and 14 with Dustin on the back of Dan Gish. That is for a position. So these guys, Dustin Rhinestone is the first car looking to get in there now. He is currently sitting 7th place, so another pass right here inside Dan Gittrigan, 6th place overall in the amateurs. He's got Taylor Montague, who's about 7 seconds in front of him now. So these guys have fallen off the pace a little bit. Going to have to play catch up here to Taylor and see if he can get himself in the top 5. He's having a better showing now. I'm sure the sprint race helped him figure out some of his lines and some of his mistakes. I know he loves racing with these guys in the GT4s. It's going to help him build some confidence for this week's truck race as we go to Charlotte Roll Bowl. Another road course for us trucks, so we'll be having fun there on Friday. I'm very much looking forward to that. Josh Bloom, still in the slipstream of Max Bauer. Hasn't lost much time on it. They kind of have a rubber banding effect going on there as Max would put out a couple tenths and then Bloom will bring it back in. Francis Faustino now got it getting around Dan Gish, so that's not for position in the points, that's just a position on the track for them. Francis has a couple more moves to make to get himself into the top 5 for the pros as Justin Thaler holds on the last spot of that, currently sitting 14 seconds in front of where Francis is at now. So these guys are still going to have a nice time to take the pits and keep the race going as they're looking to start going to move around here. We're at 39, so we're at a third of the way done with this race now. They're going to have to do a strategy here where I'm sure you might see 1 or 2 cars take fronts. Most of them might just take some fuel. I don't see too much of a fall off right now. Max Bauer's last lap was his fastest lap, so 20 minutes into this race, still sitting purple sectors for his total time as he's cleared some. There's Eric Hagel pulling off to the side now as he's going to lap down. That's the 98 there. They've both gone around Gerard Rupert as well. So these guys trying to put pressure on you. You see the time interval just slowly ticking down. Max Bauer is now 1.6 behind Sam Hubbard. So Sam's going to start seeing a big purple car filling up his rear mirrors. Back here with Jason Phillips now. He's sitting 3rd overall in the pros, trying to make his way past Justin Glickner. And then so he can start catching up to Josh Brewer and Max Bauer.
1.3 seconds. They're going to catch Sam Hubbard before the stop.
I'm sure he's going to be on his bumpers and filling up his mirror. I mean, it might not even be a bad thing, too, depending on where he's with traffic right now. We'll have to see. Come on, look at the timing board and try to see. I'm sure these guys are much smarter than I. They got the track map up. They can see things a bit easier than us. He's trying to pace out how long. I know he knows how long it takes for him to get in the pits, and depending on where the other drivers are at. Thank you, Colin and Adam, for that. The track map's up there, so we see him lit up as the yellow number right now. So that's where he's at track. Given the total time of how long it takes to pit, we'll decide when he comes out and if he's going to come out in traffic. So maybe he'll give Sam Hubbard a couple laps to see how much he holds him up and how much time he loses. But Max Bauer doesn't want to lose too much time because he's going to have Max Bloom or Josh Bloom behind him, pressuring him, and that could force them each into a mistake as, Bloom might not be expecting Max to make a break at a certain area. So Max is kind of in a pickle here where if he pits too early, does he come out in a group of slower cars? And if he doesn't pit too early, then he's going to get stuck with being in the sandwich of Sam Hubbard and Josh Bloom and could possibly cause more chaos.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a very good point, Aaron. I mean, we've seen Max this year just go as long as he can till he's completely out of gas. We saw Jason Phillips run completely out of gas at the Nürburgring, which is easy to do. It's a 15-mile track. But here, again, I think Sam Hubbard is a bigger risk as takes a lot of curb there of pitting early. So Sam, I think you just stay out and run the tank out, even if you let the pros go. But I don't think he's going to let the pros go. If you remember Road Atlanta this year, Sam Hubbard sent it big time. It was not going to be denied. So I don't think today is going to be any different.
Yeah, nice recall. I remember that it happened this season. I just couldn't tell. I couldn't remember what track it was. So there's you with that photogenic memory, and you got on you.
Well, man, it was a move that's definitely going to stick out for me as one of the highlights of the season. So Max Bauer, maybe Max wants to return the favor somehow and send it up on Sam when he least expect it while he's leading. So now the roles are reversed. But I think Max Bauer is going to play the pit strategy game. We've seen Sam Hubbard at Chicago. Honestly, I'm going to throw back some more on the memory bank here, but Sam Hubbard missed the pit entrance or missed his lollipop guy. At Detroit also, he spun out going pit in Chicago, not knowing how aggressive he had to enter the pit lane. So anything can happen. And of course, Max could prove me wrong also by passing him on track because he's feeling the pressure from Josh Bloom. And if Sam Hubbard is holding these guys up too much, Josh Bloom is going to have an opportunity, much like Max Bauer took advantage as they were going around Glickner a couple of laps ago. Now can Josh Bloom take advantage of Max while they're trying to get around Sam? I do think Max and Bloom are faster than Sam, but Sam's doing a great job holding his own.
Yeah, that instant where Sam had trouble with the pits, he spun around. That was when he had a tight battle with, I believe it was Michael Odell.
Yep.
And that is when they came around a sharp right-hand turn where the entrance to pit lane is right after that turn, and that's not a turn you want to slow too far down. As you see, Hubbard gets off track now and gonna let both these guys. Josh Bloom sneaking in a wheel there, trying to get past him as well, playing a risky move there. Hubbard kind of shutting the door on him. But
yes,
back to that instance, there's sometimes here where you can't. It's not necessary, but you can call it pit entrance. That might have saved Hubbard some time there and some pain and hassle if you would have said, "Hey, I'm pitting this lap, so look for me to make the break here." But they learned their lesson from there. They've been pretty clean since then. But as we kind of expected, Max Bauer has made his move, and now he's looking to set sail. And for Max Bauer, he's hoping that Sam Hubbard can do everything he can just to hold Josh Bloom back, as Josh Bloom.
Right. You got to go, Josh. You got to go.
He needs to make this move because he wants to stay with Max Bauer and put pressure on him.
Make it stick, Josh. That a boy. Now just watch your backside because we know Sam Hubbard is aggressive. What racing we have here. These Midwest Motorsports GT4 guys are doing it to it. We race every Tuesday night. We're on race 18 of 20. So if you would like to join, please join us, midwest-motorsports.com. You can scan the QR code right there. It is. Perfect timing. Thanks, everybody. Midwest-motorsports.com. Before we start the next season of GT4s, it's been dropped. The schedule has not been dropped yet, but I promise you it's going to be exciting. There's going to be some endurance racing. It's going to be amazing, amazing season. So as the season is winding down, we're also gearing up for one off week, and then we'll get right back at it. Join us at midwest-motorsports.com. You can scan the QR code. It'll take you to the link tree, which takes you to everything Midwest Motorsports, including the Twitch stream, which is Rivenvale, so you can watch us live. And we have 3 oval series as well. Friday nights, the truck races, the NASCAR trucks on mostly ovals, a couple road courses splashed in. There it is, Friday at 9:30 p.m., Midwest Motorsports Truck Series. Saturday, 6 p.m., the Midwest Motorsports Xfinity Series. And Sunday, 7 p.m., Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. So check the rules, scan the QR code. If you're a road racing fan, GT4s, join us on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Race with Sam Hubbard, Josh Bloom, Max Bauer, Jason Phillips, the guys you're watching now. Definitely going to stick around next season. These guys are committed. We're having a great time. Please join us, midwest-motorsports.com, or scan the QR code. Do it today.
Yeah, with this race right now, Brands Hatch, this is the start of the finals. So these guys only have this race plus 2 more to go before the season wraps up. And then they're going to be sitting here getting ready and gearing up with a couple off weeks and getting some new touches on their paint job, some new cars possibly, and a reset of points. And these guys are going to come back out here pretty soon. I don't think it's going to be too late. Usually it's about 1 or 2 weeks off, and then they'll be back and running again with a whole new season, a whole new look to the layouts, and all these drivers going to be getting mixed around some more. So you'll see some people moving up, and hopefully we get a fresh start with all these drivers coming back. 0 points for everybody. Everybody starts off with a clean slate, and we'll see where this hit off after racing. Like Mike Odell. Mike Odell.
Speaking of comebacks, after spinning earlier, Michael Odell has made it through the field, back up to 7th overall, 3rd in class. He might catch Sam Hubbard before the race is over. We get around Adam Alexei. Again, this is where, right here is where he spun, and he's already caught back up to Adam in the 64 Aston Martin. Now this time, I think Michael Odell is going to make sure he's all the way broadside, at least door to door. And Steve Hansel hopefully going to follow him through. Steve Hansel, a pro, Michael Odell, a AM, Adam Alexei, a pro. So now the roles are reversed once again. Michael Odell is the AM in a pro sandwich. Steve Hansel looking aggressive. Right behind Michael Odell in the Red Bull Porsche. There he goes, all the way alongside into Sterling's, completes the pass. Adam Alexei is going to look again into Clark. Steve Hansel going to go around the outside on the final turn. No, sides against it. Adam Alexei comes into pits. We're going to see the first pit stop right at halfway.
Yep.
And
Steve
so,
Hansel has
go ahead.
He's already made his pit stop already. So Hansel is coming for his pit. Justin Thaler is coming for his pit, and Dustin Ransel has also come for the pit. So Alexei, one of the higher ups now, he's making his way inside. So we're going to start seeing these big boys start making some moves here pretty soon.
Right at 30 minutes. I do like the overcut. I think that the longer you stay out, the cleaner your track is going to be. Fortunately, I can't see a lot of relatives, but I do see Max Bowers got out a 3-second lead. So we'll stay here with Michael Odell and Steve Hansel. We'll see where he comes out after they pit. And Steve Hansel has already pitted. That's not a position pass, or is it?
No, it won't be. It's a position on track. They're both running separate leagues. So Odell right now has got about 8.5 seconds to catch up to Justin Glickner. That'll put him in 2nd place overall for the amateurs. So with that earlier incident, I'm sure he might have a slight wheel damage, but as we've seen before, Mike Odell has not yet to jump into the pits after a wreck. He's usually been able to tough it out and saves himself from getting a meatball. So Odell, whether his steering wheel is straight on or if he's got a 10-degree turn on it, he's going to make sure he drives the wheels off that car.
That's right. So that means, unfortunately, Steve Hansel is probably going to have to stop for gas, right? If he stops, it says pit lap 0 as David Wharton starts to come in again. But yeah, pit strategies are playing out. Not sure exactly why it shows Steve Hansel as having a pit stop already.
Those two actually started off in the pits, so that's my mistake. They have not pitted yet. They started off the race in the pits.
Okay. Incident reviewer, they just chose to start in the pits. So either way, Jason Phillips and the yellow Porsche is caught up with Sam Hubbard. We're going to let the pits cycle out and see where they come out. Adam Alexei was with Michael Odell. Michael Odell comes into pit. We'll see where he compares when he comes out, just as a reference point. But here, Jason Phillips, man, he caught up to Sam Hubbard, and can he get around him? Jason Phillips has been very patient today. I think 3.5 seconds up the road is Josh Bloom. Jason Phillips is going to have his eyes set further up. See what happens during the pit cycles. You can see the brake pedal as Sam Hubbard and the Texaco AMG right in front of us. Trail brakes. Starts trailing off those brakes as he goes to the apex and then taps them just to make sure to keep the car pointed on the nose. Little wide entry there. And Jason Phillips get a better run. Mercedes AMG versus Porsche. Don't look now, Christopher Hopper battling it out with Dan Gish. It's for 13th and 12th. There he is. Look at Christopher Hopper go. These guys are both in the AM division, so this is a pass for points. Christopher Hopper, I believe it's Japanese, I could be wrong. Purple People Leader. And Christopher Hopper sneak his Porsche up on the backside. Here we go in the pits. Thanks, Adam. Great job. Both Sam Hubbard and Jason Phillips come into the pit. Let's see if Sam Hubbard hits his marks right on time. They do. Sam Hubbard looks like he jacked up to take tires. So Jason Phillips, I'm sure, is not going to take tires. Sam Hubbard taking at least 2. So let's see. Watch for the yellow and black Porsche to pull out first. He's going to be in the middle of this pit road sandwich as they're continuing to fill up. Maybe not. Maybe Sam Hubbard. Yeah. Little slow getaway. Sam Hubbard taking a little bit more gas than Jason. And there you go. That's the difference in the Pro and AM. Maybe the Mercedes needs a little more fuel, and maybe it's a little more thirsty than the Porsche. But if you can't pass them on the track, pass them on the pits. Once again, a cerebral pass by Jason Phillips.
Yeah, going back to that, Sam Hubbard had a lot of clear track in front of him, so he was making way with the wind, having to force the air around his car. And Jason Phillips had nice draft with some people before, so even if it's just a half gallon, which is what it seemed, I mean, they stopped almost identically on time, and I believe it was just that half a bit of gas that it needed for Hubbard that what held him, or Sam Hubbard that held him up there. As we see Max Bauer making his way to the pits, Josh Bloom has entered the pits as well. So these are leaders to see how much fuel, as we see the car getting jacked up. So both of them looking to probably take fronts here. There we go. We got the pit cycles going. Justin Glickner coming in. He was your AM leader when the other two pitted, so he's making his way. Steve Hansel's coming in. This is Jason Phillips. He's the first car right now on track that will come around these guys after making his pit cycle. So we'll see how much time he made up on Max Bauer and Josh Bloom, who are at pit exit. So Jason Phillips has a full head of steam, and he's got a lap warning to maybe if he took tires. I'm not entirely sure. Doesn't look like it. So Max Bauer still retains the lead with a 4.5 second over Josh Bloom, and Jason Phillips 4 seconds behind him. So pit strategies there actually kind of worked out better for Max. I think Max kind of hit his mark spot on and carried more speed into pit entry. I believe he went into pits only 2 seconds in front of Bloom and came out 4.5.
Yep. Again, always thinking, trying to outsmart the racer in front of you, the guy you're racing against. Here, Michael Odell trying to outsmart Steve Hansel. He's going to have to work hard to do that. But both in the Porsches, the Red Bull Porsche of Michael Odell. Looks like he's got a little bit of a run. Steve Hansel trying to make his Porsche as wide as he can. Takes the inside line and commits to the inside line as they head towards Westfield. Steve Hansel and the black Porsche, Michael Odell, in the Red Bull Porsche, cuts off his nose. Slide job. Not today, Michael Odell. This is the Steve Hansel show. Maybe you can learn something. Let's see. Where's Michael Odell playing the head games. Who's playing who? Keep watching to find out. We got 21 minutes to go into the last turn to start lap 25. Steve Hansel and Michael Odell racing for points, but definitely racing for bragging rights. Michael Odell wants it. This is for 6th overall. Coming down Paddock Hill Bend. Michael Odell not afraid of taking the curb. Steve Hansel staying clear of upsetting the suspension on his Porsche.
But both these drivers you see on screen, they were running similar lap times. Hansel had a 1:30.173 to Michael Odell's 1:30.236. So I'm sure Odell might have had him in one of his beginning laps, but he raced the majority of that first stint with the damaged car. And as you see now, he's got that thing all buttoned up and ready to go. So using the faster pair to the advantage of the pit stop, able to squeak out as much time gain as he had lost with the spin out. And so now we're going to see Michael Odell put some power down and see what he can do coming up to Hansel in front of them. They got about 9 seconds to Justin Glickner. And so right now, Odell is looking to gain 10 seconds to make a pass on Glickner and try to get himself in the P2. And then just in front of him by 3 seconds, almost 4, is Sam Hubbard. So Odell wants to get a W here tonight. He's got about 20 minutes to get 14 seconds, 15 seconds. It's going to be a pretty hard battle, but if anybody's going to have a chance to do it, it's Mike Odell.
I would never count him out. You're absolutely right, Aaron. He's going to keep digging. We're back up front with Max Bauer. Big lead, 4.8 seconds. Here's Francis Faustino as he's battling for position with Adam Alexei. Sorry, I keep getting that mixed up, but Francis Faustino's to go past Eric Nagel one more time.
I'm not sure if you saw on the time board, but Odell has gotten around Steve Hansel now. So now he's got clear track in front of him to get up to Justin Glickner. And looking at the timing board, Max is pulling away from Josh Bloom, but Jason Phillips is slowly catching Josh Bloom as well. So don't count Phillips out as well. He's got three seconds to catch up to Bloom. He starts putting his head down and gets some times going. Right now he's sitting about half a second faster than Bloom on their last lap. So Jason Phillips looking to get a P2 tonight as well.
Michael Odell from Brownstown. He's only been sim racing for 1 year. I'd say he's doing all right. Showing these guys what's up. He's the yellow dot, or he was. Now we're back up with the 55. Jason Phillips. Jason Phillips from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Been sim racing for 5 years. And it shows, especially with his pics of his sim rig and his lighting system. Fully committed in the sim racing world. Loving every minute of it.
Were you able to get a good look at his windshield? I believe Jason Phillips is running a Mario paint scheme helmet.
I didn't see his helmet. I would not put it past him. It definitely has got trade and paints figured out, making sure that every aspect of his livery and sure his racing suits even played with.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a camera set, but I want to see if we can. I know it's harder to set them up for these cars as there's so many cars to set up a camera for. And in order to set up cameras for them, there you go. And there's a Mario. Look at that mustache on that thing.
It's hilarious. Good catch, Aaron.
I gotta eat my carrots more so I get the better vision.
There you go. That's true. A little bit younger too. I'm gonna play the old man card on that one. Yeah, for instance, Faustino, man. Sorry, what was that, Aaron?
I'll tell you, Lewis is feeling young as Francis Faustino looking to catch up to Michael or Adam Alexa now. He's just still shy of that 1 second mark, so he's definitely got the draft going, and that is for a sixth place position overall. So these two in the mid pack of the entirety field, looking to get some good points here. That's still for 10th place overall. So Francis Faustino having a little bit of a blinking issue. We're back on board with Steve Hansel. So Steve has not let Michael Odell get away yet. He's kind of caught onto the draft of the Red Bull Porsche here, and hoping that he can pull him up. Well, still Odell is still about 8.5 seconds, so he's gained a little bit of time to Glickner, as before he was about 10 seconds off. So 15 minutes to go, he's got a quarter of the race left to do it, as he get a little off track there.
Steve Hansel, I think, is overdue for a good result also. I know he's in the pro division, so he's already batting above his weight class, and I think he's going to be one to watch for as the season winds down. Steve Hansel gets a lot out of doing the racing. He contributes to the rules of the road series, one of the admins here at Midwest Motorsports, and deserves a lot of credit. Doesn't always get the finish he wants, but always gives it his best effort, and it's good to see him having a currently fourth in class.
Yeah, he's in third place overall. So Jason Phillips right now. Yeah, actually, Steve Hansel's in a tight battle with Joshua Bloom. Joshua Bloom's only 40 points behind Steve Hansel. So right there, Steve Hansel's knowing that Josh Bloom is in second place, and that between second and fourth, I'm not exactly sure the point spread, but we got a little off track here. Not sure if
Josh Bloom.
Green showing right, but Mike Odell might be in trouble. He has lost 6 seconds now. He's now 7 seconds behind Steve Hansel.
He went off.
He might have gone off right at that little left-hand turn. Oh, overshot.
Surtees, that's that off camber.
Missed the braking
coming
point.
into it. Yeah, it's braking a little too late. Maybe too much brake bias to the rear. You see the weight drop over to the nose. Gets up on the curb and into the grass. Just too much speed, right, left, right, rear. Gets off and just too much speed and over rotate on entry. Very easy to do right there. You're trying to roll speed to the center of the corner. Once again, that's where every RPM you carry through that corner carries over as they go into Westfield and Hawthorne. So maybe just trying a little too hard. Michael Odell. Currently third in points, again without the drops. Michael Odell third in points, still with only 11 starts, 11 races counted, and he's still in third. 422 back. David Wortman's going to have 2 drops. He's at 15 races counted. So we'll know more after this one. We'll know who needs to get what the last 2 races. But right now we are 2 laps to go and 12 minutes to go. 12 minutes to go, and we're still watching Francis Faustino battle it out with Adam Alexi. 2 pros going at it. This has been a 12-round fight as Max Bauer, your leader, gets around lap traffic. Josh Bloom is right there. 4.7 back. Coming up on 11 to go. Max Bauer now catching up with Dan Gish. So that is to lap up to 15th place. Max Bauer still has the fastest lap of the race. Dan Gish pulls over to let him by.
Yeah,
what's that?
Winding down. We got 10:45 left to go. These guys have had a pretty good race tonight. Max Bauer still got the fast lap time of 1:29.321. So his last lap was a 1:29.647. I'm sure that was probably getting around Francis Faustino, but Max, well, not Francis Faustino. I'm sorry, we're looking at Francis on the screen with Alexa, but Max Bauer still with the best lap time, and his last lap time was only 0.3 off. That just goes to show you the consistency he has in his track.
Yes, he doesn't miss much. Max Bauer puts in the time, does the work, and it pays off. When you can do laps like that within half a tenth of each other, pretty amazing. Or even if it's half a second, especially over a minute and 30 lap. Francis Faustino still looking for a way around Adam Alexa. Where can Francis do it? I don't think he wants to just follow all the way home. He's looking really racy now. Is on the bumper. The trick is to outsmart Adam Alexei, and he is. We've seen it already. Adam Alexei knows where to place his car, how to place it, and he's not going to give any quarter. Closes in under braking. Adam Alexei goes around. He did it. Francis Faustino put the pressure on and in the braking zone, turns into the apex. Let's see if he hits any grass there on entry. We'll watch it all the way through, and we'll look on his driver's right, see if he takes some grass there, and that just upsets his car just enough. Tries to counter steer out of it, powers up. Francis Faustino trying to decide which way to go to avoid, and that's all it takes. Francis Faustino, thank you very much. See you when I see you. I'm out of here. Move Francis Faustino up to 6th in class. He's got about 20 seconds to go to catch up to the next car in class, which would be the 00 of Justin Thaler. I don't think he's going to get there, but here we are with Josh Bloom. Again, 6 seconds behind Max Bauer and 5 seconds in front of Jason Phillips. With Josh Bloom having a good run. He'll take 2nd place, I believe. I believe he'll be happy with that. As he also only has 13 starts.
Yeah, good call out there. We watched Francis. I mean, he put the bumper in the mirror of the Adam Alexei and just kept that constant pressure on the entire time. So Adam sure was looking up and just slightly missed his mark. That's all it takes here, this track.
And he wasn't off by much, you know. I mean, half of a tire width was all it took for a mistake. That's why we run the race. Coming up on 6:30 to go. It's the red AMG. I think I've seen him. John Aslan, Troy Nissan. Who's in the red Mercedes back there? It could be John Aslan. There he is. Thanks, Adam. John Aslan, riding the Milwaukee AMG Mercedes, Milwaukee Tools, currently 18th place. John Aslan is another one that runs multiple series here in the Midwest Motorsports League. We appreciate John and what he does for the league. I know he's had a rough go in the trucks the last couple of races, but he wants to get better. So the more time he has in his sim rig, the better it's going to cross over to all the divisions. So John Aslan doing work here. He's 51 years old from Racine, Wisconsin. He's got a black lab. He's only been doing this for 1 year. And he said he'd buy himself a rig and a wheel when he turned 50. So he did. Welcome to the Road Series, John. Here we are with Ian Bakaitis and Dan Gish. This is just 2 spots ahead of John Aslan. Ian Bakaitis, after leading the race earlier, fighting it out with Dan Gish. Dan Gish has it. Ian Bakaitis wants it. Can he get there? 350 to go. Is that 3 laps and a half? This is the closest battle on the track. Is he just going to send it? What do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, right now Ian Bakaitis has got about half a second to close up to Dan Gish. Last time around, Ian Bakaitis was 2 seconds faster, but this time around they're about equal times. So Dan Gish might have had a little bit of a slip up and maybe took a little too much curb on his turns, got a little slow down. So here he goes, Ian Bakaitis on the
tires.
inside.
Sorry about that. Dan Gish closed the door.
That's right.
Where's he going to do it?
If I were Ian Bakaitis, I'd want to stay right here. Oh, the door opens, takes the inside. Dan Gish not able to hold the line. Ian's going to have to send it through here, make sure he makes the move stick before they come to the long straightaway.
He's racing. Ian Bakaitis flexing some muscle. With this lap and maybe one more, can Dan Gish pay him back, return the favor? What a race. Nice move, Ian. Welcome to Midwest Motorsports. Dan Gish not letting him get away. Although I think his tires have seen better days. Maybe that's why he lost those 2 seconds. Now Ian Bakaitis pulling away almost a whole second already. As Max Bauer will get back for one more after this one. As he goes down Graham Hill Straight, or I'm sorry, Cooper Straight. And he's able to hold pretty big lead over Josh Bloom, over 7 seconds as of now. Here's Jason Phillips as he just passed Christopher Hopper. That's 3rd in class. third overall. Nice run, Jason. Way to gather up some points. But here's your leader, Max Bauer, coming around. Sheen curve for the last time, and then Sterling's, next to last time. He's going to go under the Advan Bridge. Max Bauer's got the windows rolled down. One arm out the window. He's cranking up the radio, waving to all his fans, telling his girlfriend to meet him at Victory Lane. So one more lap and I'll be there, baby. Let's go. Max Bauer, class of the field once again, wins the pole, wins the sprint race, and now is going to bring it home for the 1 hour long feature. So we're looking at nearly 80 minutes of being in the front. Max Bauer on a different planet than anybody else in this league, it seems. I don't know, we're going to have to put out a bounty on Max Bauer or what? But here he goes, Max Bauer, bringing it home. Max Bauer, born in Munich, Germany, currently living in Austria for the last 20 years. He's been rally racing for 10 years, got into iRacing 4 years ago in 2020. His wallet is his sponsor, and now he's got one more turn before taking yet another checkered flag from Barney and putting all of the points in his pocket. Max Bauer wins once again at Brands Hatch. What a great run for Josh Bloom, also second in the sprint, second in the feature. Nice collection of points for Josh Bloom. Third place, Jason Phillips in the Big Ass Fans Porsche. Do the best you can. And your leader and winner for the AM division, Sam Hubbard. Just behind those guys was Justin Glickner and I believe Justin Thaler. Not for position. Max Bauer, your race winner, blinking his lights, just bringing it home. What a race. Nobody can touch him. Ian Bakaitis, not bad. Did a great job bringing it home all the way to the finish. Josh Bloom says, good job, Max, good run. But I want to get back to the pits and my girlfriend. Here's Francis Faustino. Great job for Francis Faustino in 10th overall. 6th in class. Congratulations, Francis Faustino. Here's Adam Alexei, 7th in class, 11th overall. Sam Hubbard with the AM win. Great run, Sam. Man, you had a great start. You led almost all of that, the first half at least, of feature race. Good run for you, man. Tell us about your day.
Pretty decent day. I knew I didn't have the speed to go for the overall win today. When Bauer and Blum, they caught up to me, I kind of just let them go. I wasn't trying to mess with them. Yeah, but all around a good day. Yeah, I ain't got much else to say.
Yeah, we saw you, man. You know, we were wondering there if you were gonna make moves in the sprint race. You did just a great job today, Sam. You got nothing to be ashamed of. We missed you last week at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, but that's going to probably be one of your drops. So you're looking good. We just want to say, man, you're doing great. And yeah, keep it up, man. I'm looking at the points series now, and you've got a pretty significant lead over David Wortman. Again, I haven't calculated the drops yet, but we have 2 more races, Hungaroring and then Silverstone. So what do you think about either one of those as we look ahead?
like I said, I started sim racing on the F1 game, so I've turned laps at both those tracks, but those games are nothing compared to this. So just gonna hunker down, practice, and see what we can do.
Cool, man. Well, we look forward to it. We missed you last week. We're glad you're back. And congratulations on a great run today, Sam. You definitely should keep your head held up, all right?
Yep. Thank y'all.
All right, good deal. See you, Sam. Sam Hubbard in the Texaco AMG that we've known to see him running up front with every race that he enters. Still looking for Max. Let's see if we can get him in. We're doing our best. We got a couple guys trying to send him messages and stuff. But Aaron, what do you think that we saw today? I'll let you tell us your thoughts, and then we'll talk to Max.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some great racing tonight. We saw the sprint race do its thing and have people mix up, and then people had the top 10 to the inverted, so we got to see people like Max and Sam and Michael, and they had to work their way through some traffic in front of them and had to make sure that they made the passes where they were supposed to make the pass and make them stick. And speaking of making passes stick, we got Max Bauer, who's in here now. Max, great race for you tonight. Saw you take the wise moves, and you weren't going through and making unnecessary passes. You kind of hung around back to an eighth, and when people started pushing themselves a little wider or braking too hard, you went through and made your presence known and just made the passes stick and just kept moving forward place by place. Tell us how that went for you.
Yeah, as you said, it was like really taking it easy in the beginning because of the cold tires and the very technical track. So I was just staying behind, staying out of traffic, not getting killed, and just waiting for the right moment to make the overtake. And it went pretty good for me. I used others' mistake, went to the pit stop, and chose to replace the front left and the rear left tire, which again, I believe was quite wise because the left side of the car was it was pretty demanding on the tires. So yeah, and in the end, I just needed to stay ahead of Josh because he was so quick as well. I really struggled in the sprint race to create a gap, and yeah, but everything went perfectly. So I'm happy for the win. Thanks to Josh for the great racing time.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting tactic. You took the left sides only. We saw you, I believe you went into the pits with like a 2.5 second lead, and you came out with a 4.5 second lead. So
Hello?
I'm sure,
Aaron,
I'm sure you're going to save some fuel.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question there. There was some lag.
Yeah, I'm saying when you went into the pits, you came in with the pits, I believe, with a 2.5 second lead, but you came out with a 4.5 second lead. So I'm sure you had some interesting tactics. And did you go ahead and take less fuel than some of the other drivers, maybe?
Well, yeah, for the tactics, I was wondering myself because I did a little mistake. I overdrove my lollipop guy, so I had to reverse for 1 meter. And I was wondering when Josh was suddenly more than 4 seconds behind me. And then from there, I was just straightforward, trying to make no mistakes anymore, but at the same time, keeping up the pace.
Hey, Max, it's James. I just wanted to say, man, how does it feel after being behind the wheel for a 60-minute sprint or a feature, a 20-minute sprint, and 10 minutes of qualifying? That seems like a long day in the sim rig. And I don't know if you've seen the rules for next season, but it looks like we might have some 2-hour enduros coming up next season. I just want to talk about the length of time in the sim rig tonight.
It was super stressful, like very demanding. I'm completely wet. I need to take a shower, to be honest.
Working up the sweat.
Yeah, man, and I don't need to the gym, and I don't need to go to the gym anymore.
Yeah, congratulations, man. I just got one more question about tonight. It looked like you were following Josh Bloom there for a while and then caught up with Sam there after starting 10th. So, and then it seems like Josh made an attempt to pass and then couldn't pull it off, and then you were able to get around him. And then once you got around Sam and Josh did not complete the pass, did not force it. And that seemed to be the first time you actually were able to pull away from Josh. And after that, he never caught back up.
Exactly. But I believe Josh made a little mistake in turn 1. And so I was able to make a move in turn 2.
Right.
But I was almost backing off because I was not sure if he's going to take the apex or not. So, yeah. But in the end, I went for it and just send it.
Yeah, congratulations, man. So we got
Thanks.
Hungary next week, and then the following week is Silverstone as we wind out the season. What do you think about either of those as we come up on the end of the racing season?
2 super awesome tracks, both again very, very technical and very, very flowy. For me, it's like the best tracks out there because I drove them a lot in my Formula One game.
Yeah, different disciplines will definitely pay off. Well, congratulations again, Max. We appreciate you kicking everybody's butt in the series, and we want to know we have to put a bounty on you to see if anybody can beat you. But no, you're doing great, man, and we're glad to have you in the league. Congratulations on your success. Great job tonight.
Thank you again.
All right, we'll see you next week in Hungary. If you want to join these guys, midwest-motorsports.com is where you can sign up or scan the QR code there. Aaron, you got anything else for us tonight?
No, man, we got 2 more races left. We got the Hungaroring and the Silverstone, both going to be very exciting tracks, very technical, and plenty of chances for opportunities and mistakes. So you don't want to miss that coming up the next 2 weeks.
That's right. For Adam Sondag and Colin Huffman working the cameras, great job tonight. We appreciate you guys. Aaron, great working with you again on Tuesday. I'm James J saying stay in your lane, and we'll see you next Tuesday for the GT4 series goes to Hungary.